This is going to be an absolute cracker. It's our semi-main event. The Super Turf versus the young Aussie. Jab out Jim in the corner there of Paul Smith, the Bustler, Glenn Baragry and Jason Lappin. And a lot of hype, a lot of electricity. You can cut the atmosphere here at the Enmore Theatre with a chainsaw hammer.
Well, it's certainly hyped and pumped. And Kara Murat has come out to a great ovation. They showed a little bit of footage on the big screens earlier with regards to his fight against Zambides. It's hyped everyone up. And, geez, Paul Smith, the Aussie, coming out of the blue corner. What a big task for this young man. He came over to Thailand with me in March this year, April this year.
Neutral corner. Yeah.
Trained pretty hard, but
touch gloves.
he's a bit of a warrior, but a big ask from this young fella.
Meanwhile, the sleepy-looking Super Turk, Kara Murat with the hands of steel, and Paul Smith cannot afford to stand and trade with Kara Murat at all. Murat hits like a brick outhouse, and if he hits him clean, Paul Smith will starve to death rolling.
Well, Pete, Paul Smith's going to have to stay on the outside. My prediction with this, or my advice to Smith on this one would be use the perimeter of the ring. Don't get stuck on the ropes and don't let Murat bomb you. What's your thoughts on that, mate?
Absolutely. He's a taller fighter. He's really got to stay out. Murat, Murat is actually a very big puncher. Just watching the stuff before, he really hits hard, and Paul just wants to stay way out there and throw those punches and jabs at him. Nice push kick. That's what he really wants to do.
Does tend to get lazy as the fight goes on. Shannon Forrester almost exposed him a few weeks ago in Melbourne. He clocked him a couple of times. And there's the overhand right. Kara Murat is looking for the big kibosh here in the first round. He wants to have an early night at the office.
Well, you got to remember Paul Smith, 15 fights. As I said, he's a young charge, one of the new breed of New South Wales kickboxing, but has he bitten off more than he can chew against a very experienced Kara Murat? Pete?
It's a massive call, you know, he's a young guy, you can really see the difference on him. 15 fights, he's doing a great job, but it's really going to be a big call for him to win.
Big step up.
You understand?
Well, at the moment, it's all been a case of Paul Smith moving around the ring, trying to stay out of the way of those massive salvos of Kara Murat, and not really being able to do much of his own. The outside thigh kick ties up Murat. No knees in this one, of course. Troy Speed separates them. It's been all Kara Murat so far. There's the overhand right from the Super Turk.
He's been hurt.
Paul Smith in trouble here. Ties him on for dear life. And Troy Speed separates them. Smith's got to try and see out this round now. There'll be a warning.
1 point.
Oh, 1 point deduction.
1 point.
Catching and hitting. You can't catch the round kick. That's a toe boxing technique.
1 point deduction on the Super Turk, Kara Murat. The hands of steel from Istanbul. Smith's got to stick a move.
Use his push kick a lot more.
Those rib kicks are good. End of the round, and Smith frustrated here by Murat.
This bout proudly sponsored by Red Dragon.
Well, Pete, it's good to have you in the commentary position, mate. Tell us a little bit about what you got coming up. Obviously, in the latest issue of International Kickboxer magazine, you've called out Ronnie's Ray Seppo, rather.
Yeah, absolutely. Ray Seppo, I really want to have a crack at him. You know, he's been leading the field in Oceania since Mark Humm went to the wrestling shoot line, whatever you want to call it, no rules. You know, I really want to have that opportunity to be called #1, and, you know, he's jumping up and down saying there's no money, it's not big enough, yada, yada, yada. He's basically saying I'm trying to pick a fight. I mean, last time I checked, I was a fighter, so you're right, I am trying to pick a fight. You know, let's see if he comes to town.
Two-time K1 Oceania and defending champion, the Chief Peter Graham, the voice Michael Chavello, the hammer Mark Castanini, the Super Turk Kara Murat, and the young gun Paul Smith, who's really been up against it in the first round. Jab from Smith. Could he start to find his range, maybe settle? Looks a little intimidated by Kara Murat.
He's got to use his range. Pete, how are you seeing it?
Yeah, absolutely. Paul's really got to use that push kick and that jab, keep away and move. Just doesn't have the same strength as Murat, does he?
Murat, he's a nuggety little fighter, and you just see him stalking forward, Zambides style, Michael. He's trying to come in, and he's just trying to land a big bomb on Paul Smith. He knows he hurt him earlier, and he's trying to do the same again.
Well, don't think any two ways about it, folks. Kara Murat can bang. When he hits you, you know you've been hit. Goes with the overhand left. The left hook there from Murat. And continually stalking forward like a deranged little man. Front kick there from Smith.
Almost feel like you're just waiting for him to do it. There it is again. That awesome overhand right, isn't it?
What he's doing, he's letting Paul Smith throw the right hand, and then he's riding over the top of it with the right of his own. He's going to call him in, let the right hand go, and then nail him. Because when he throws the right hand, Paul Smith, the right hand's dropping, and he's taken too long to bring it back to his face. Bang, Murat's seen it, and he's going to try and knock his head off after that.
Yeah, he's showing his immaturity just a little bit, but it's enough to get really hurt against a great fighter.
Murat just bullying Paul Smith here in the second round, chasing him relentlessly across the ring. Paul Smith, give him credit, he's doing his very best. Gets struck, straight right hand, the big kibosh, the big kibosh, the big kibosh from the super top. And Paul Smith could be ready to take a trip down the boulevard of broken dreams. The super tag wants to finish him.
He doesn't want to try and trade. He's trying to throw big right hands back at Murat, tie him up, and just wait for everything to fall back into place. Because at the moment, Pete, I'd be saying he's a little in the fog, mate.
Yeah, mate, there's a lot of fog happening just there.
But you've got to take your hat off to the young boy, Michael. He's really given it up. You know, he's shown a lot of heart. He's fought a smart fight. He's moving around the ring. He's using the full ring. A lot of lateral movement. Not standing there trading big shots with Murat. But if Murat is going to start to get a little bit, I suppose, frustrated and try and bully Smith onto the ropes and then unload those big right hands and left hooks that he's got, Murat. He can't get an uppercut in. They've caught, there's the big right hand that drops Smith.
Okay, we are ready to rock and roll into the third round. Pete, if you were in the corner of Paul Smith, what would you be telling him?
Mate, I'd be telling him to keep his hands up and maybe go for that high roundhouse kick that he can do. Maybe he'll get lucky.
Okay, the Chief Peter Graham with us ringside, folks, enjoying his company. We're enjoying yours. The front kick by Paul Smith, turning left hook. This is better from Smith. Better start. Doesn't want to get tagged against the ropes, though. Got to keep moving. Got to keep sticking. Round kick from Smith.
Heaps of heart from Smith. You've got to love that. He just keeps going, doesn't he? Hasn't given up at all.
At the end of the day, whatever happens with this fight, this kid's going to grow in confidence like nothing else.
Oh, hugely.
You know, he's really shown a lot of ticker, a lot of heart. He's taken it right up to this fighter with all the hype, Michael, been built up around him, Murat. They're saying is this, they're saying is that. He took Zambides the distance and all the rest of it. But you know what? There's a fighter in the ring now with 15 fights under his belt that's really testing him out.
Don't forget that by this stage in the fight over in Athens, Murat had badly bloodied the nose of Mike Zambides. No blood yet on Paul Smith. Only a knockdown in the previous round. Round kick to the ribcage from Smith. He's sucking in the air, though. Those shots are taking their toll. He's taken more hits than Google, but somehow Paul Smith continues to plug away.
Just a quick big hello to Pete Nicholas, Mr. Fat Blaster, big supporter of yours and ours, Pete.
Yeah, you got to love Pete. He's a great guy.
He'd be loving this to be on the edge of his seat.
Yeah, very big supporter of kickboxer.
Oh, just got caught on the inside.
Oh, no, Paul
on the
Smith
break.
down on the canvas. Smack bang center of the ring. The big buck Troy.
You know what happened there? They were tied up. And intervened. Oh, that's a bit of a shame. It was right on the break. We will have a look at that replay and see what happened there. They tangled. The centre referee got in the middle of it, went to break the fighters, and on the break, Murat let the little uppercut get in and sneak in on the inside. That dropped Smith there. So let's just have a look at what happened here. Paul Smith working the uppercut. You see him tangle up. He landed that uppercut nicely. That's a danger shot. Caught the leg yet again, did Murat. He was warned for that earlier. And you see the break there. The centre referee Pete intervened. And then Murat, as he intervened, the momentum was still going. Popped a little uppercut. Bang. There you go. You see...
Bit of a cheap shot.
The centre referee had his hands on the shoulder of Smith. Smith stopped. Murat still had the momentum going. A little bit unfortunate, but hey, that's a fight game.
Okay, the super turn, Murat is on his way to face Iron Mike Zambides at No Respect 3. The Chief Peter Graham, we say thanks, mate, for joining us. As always, an absolute pleasure.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Australia. Have a